Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with a weekly news and review for February 26, 2023. We've got some interesting Transformers news, like we always do. Neca's got some stuff going on, holathon, but the van is different. The turtle van has changed. We'll take a look at that. More Indiana news going on. Some Indiana Jones. These are the retros. There's a little bit with the 6-inch scale. Some new stuff. That holathon I was talking about is going on pretty much right now. It's at your targets, and there's more coming. A lot of stuff going on with Super 7 Thundercats, and some information about their Silverhawks. In Star Wars news, a little bit. We'll talk about this and more coming up. Okay, starting out with what's new at Show Z. There's Sentinel Toys Super Robot Wars OG Robot. It's Riobot. This is really cool. Interesting looking 9-inch figure. $1 down. No price yet. And it should be releasing in October of this year. And it does come with a figure main. It's got a machine hair, hand parts with a fatal blow attack, display joint, and display stand. So I didn't know that this was coming back in stock, but it looks like it's coming back in stock. There's an arrival notice, and it's on sale for $90. It's the Robot Paradise, the official, the set of 3 of these cassettes. And what happens is it says arrival notice, but it looks like it's out of stock until they fill their pre-orders. Then they're back up. So watch it over the next few days. You might want to watch that if you're looking to get these. Same thing with this Transmetal Cheetor. It says arrival notice also, as if it's not in yet. They're filling pre-orders, and maybe there'll be more up. But if so, I will definitely pick this up because I do like the Trans Art Rat Trap I just took a look at. Okay, we do have some Master PC news that we are going to be talking about right here. So MP57, this is rumor though, that there's going to be a KO of this coming out in October. And with that, it does make the timeline for about 10 months, so I would expect that. But right now, they're still shipping. Show Z is shipping out the official one if you want to get that. But 10 months from now, no price and no more information. But they're saying this is supposed to have more diecast in it than the official one. So that might be an improvement. That might be kind of cool, be interesting. But still, rumor category. I did talk about this a bit on Friday. Now, this is something that I think is pretty interesting. I don't have a lot of information about it, and I think it's in the early stages, but it's the KIB Toys Creation MP Scale Zarak. And I believe it transforms, although I don't know. And I think it's just files at this point that you 3D print yourself. I really think you 3D print some of them in purple and some of them in whatever color you want, and that's how it works, I believe. But it's a Masterpiece Scale Zarak, so we're probably not going to get a full-on 3D printed version of Trypticon, but you're going to be able to get this guy. Scorponok. You're not going to get a full-on Scorponok, but you can get this guy. And Takara showing pictures of the Takara Diaclone Reboot DA97, which is just kind of cool and interesting. Something else that's going with the Takara Diaclone line. Here's pretty much what it looks like, and you get a really small, like a 2-inch figure, so an 1.5-inch figure, something like that. And then you have these 2 different types of vehicle modes, or whatever you want to call those modes, and then they turn into this, so you get yourself a bot. So pretty cool, interesting stuff. And continuing with their Diaclone line, DA93. I don't think they've done 93 of these, but I'm sure that number designates something important. Okay, so there's a new Nemesis Prime for the MPM 12N, and that's what it looks like. And so it's not really anything surprising that they would do this recolor like they usually do. It is $155, due out in June of 2023, and this is pretty much what it looks like side by side with the original. Here's the alt mode, and Cheftron already has a review of it up and running, but this thing should be out. If you're into this stuff, then check into your pre-orders and all that. Wonder if it's ever going to come to Target. I know they were putting out these things at Target for a while. So we've got pictures of the Masterpiece MPG 03 train bot. Yaka's, I don't know. whatever. It's the third one in there, and that's what it looks like. I actually think this one looks probably the best of the three that they put out in the bot mode so far, so not a bad looking bot mode. This is in-hand images, so nothing sort of doctored up. It just is the way it is, and I still think it looks the best of the ones they put out, but it's still, in my opinion, a little bit too short for Masterpiece. Here is the train mode, and that does look nice. Really nice. It's a long train and pretty accurate, and that's, again, I've said this every time I've talked about them. I think they put the train first, the bot second, and that's why it looks the way it looks. And more images of the Masterpiece Starscream 2.0 repackage. It's the NPM 10R. So they're really going heavy on these movie ones. I mean, it's a movie year, and doing the movie Masterpiece, I understand all that kind of stuff. But anyhow, the packaging looks pretty much like you'd expect for the Takara packaging. And here is the bot again. Now, we saw the comparison last week of this to the original one, so this is just more, I don't know, it looks like camouflage look to it, some more marks to it. I did like the original silver a little bit better. That was kind of my look, my expectation of what this character would look like, but different movie gets a different paint job, and we've seen that. Here it is in the alt mode, and looks pretty good. Alright, so we got some pictures of the Kang Toys Golden CT Thunder King, Predaking images here. So we've got some updated images. This is very nice looking gold to it. Very shiny, reflective. Looks like gold vac metallized. Very nice. But some updated pictures to this project. Here's every individual bot in their mode, in the robot mode, and quite a few figures that go into making up this entire beast. It is a beast too, and that's pretty awesome overall. Here they are in their alt modes, and they're all gold. I love that gold. That's a lot of gold. I don't remember how many they're making of this. They're not making very many. It's not like they're going to be making a ton of these. So this is one of those things that more or less just going to watch from afar, for me at least, because nice that they're finally finishing up the set. So many people are excited about this that have been working on this set for a while. And here it is combined with a giant sword, the combiner sword, and all of that in gold beauty. Alright, so on X-Transbot's page, they say that MX-36 Bulwark is coming in March. So there it is. And it just really looks like they're just using that same design from their Dante's, but Inferno. Looks pretty good. Okay, so there's not much going on with the Legends, but New Age showed off it's the H43W Toshiro, and it looks like a more purpler version. Is it more purpler than mine? But anyway, purpler version of their Cyclonus, and it's got a whole lot of stuff going on with it, but looks pretty cool, pretty interesting. I don't even see it up for pre-orders yet. Alright, getting into mainline stuff, we have so what is this? This is the Legacy RID Tow line, which is going to be a buzzworthy exclusive, which is a repaint, retool of Scrap Hook, which is that other Junkion. So, pretty interesting overall. This came out of left field, and it's already got a review on YouTube by old Chefatron, so that's quite interesting to even see that's going on. But here's the alt mode, and that's how you can tell is a Scrap Hook. Interesting. I don't know how popular this is going to be, but there it is. Okay, so we got pictures of the Legacy Evolution Commander Armada Optimus Prime figure, and so with that, pretty interesting that it's something that's coming out. This looks to be way better than the first batch that went out. The one that was, I don't know what you call it. You can't really call it vintage because it was in modern era, but there is the alt mode of it. And so I think that this is better than the first one that they put out. And in my opinion, it looks the best, or at least way better than what they had before. And then size-wise, it's going to be a huge beast when it's all assembled and put together and all that kind of stuff. But not quite as big as, say, Jetfire and all that kind of stuff. But pretty cool, pretty interesting if you're in on this era of Transformers. There's a few reveals that we've gotten recently, and one of them is this Shattered Glass Grimlock, which is kind of strange because Well, they're finishing up these dinos, and by the time they get the last dino out, everybody's going to want that Grimlock again. They're probably going to put it back out. They would need to put it back out. Obviously, Grimlock's going to be the most popular, although my favorite is Swoop, so I don't know how many Swoops I'm going to pick up with my favorite, but that's coming also. This is the Shattered Glass version, still looks pretty cool, and maybe it's one of those things that if you didn't get your hands on the first one, and they never put it back out again, you could get this one. But there's rumors of the G2 one also. So anyhow, looks pretty cool. Here he is. Does it kind of give you Trypticon vibes? I keep saying Trypticon all day long for whatever reason. For everything's Trypticon today. But does it give you Trypticon vibes? It looks good though. It looks pretty cool. I love what they're doing with these. You know, we can nitpick them and say they're not perfect. But for $50, they're fantastic. All right, so we've got, are they calling this one Scar? I don't even know what you call this one. This is Core Class, Evolution Core Class Scar, I believe. But whatever. Another Dinobot. I don't know how many Dinobots it's going to take to combine. This is what it looks like in alt mode. And so with that, I'm not really sure what this is. And they shouldn't be combining and all this kind of stuff. But so I'm going to stay away from these dinos, except I am going to get Swoop. So here's Swoop. I will definitely pick Swoop up just because. Anyway, I think it looks pretty cool, looks pretty good. Probably one of the best. It is the best that they've done for this core class Dinobot set. And here he is in his alt mode. And Swoop is Swoop. He looks good. My favorite dino. And with that, they did him right. They didn't do the rest of them right on these small ones. But they're doing Swoop right. Is there such thing as talking about Dinobots too much? No, there is actually not. This is Snarl. This is better pictures. These are official pictures of Snarl, and looks good. I like what they're doing with these, and you know they're not perfect. They're not a masterpiece, but they are the best we've gotten for the retail and for the price point. You're not going to get them cheaper than this. I mean, there might be a sale down the road or something, but once they sell out, they come and they go. Secondary market's just going to explode on these guys, because they are that good, and the options that are out there are 200 plus for masterpiece or vintage. I mean, really, there's not much to look at, and what they had going on in Power of the Primes was okay, but way undersized, and so these fit well. And you know, could you flex this and say, hey, I don't want to do masterpiece and get these instead? Yeah, I think you could, especially because most people dedicate like a whole shelf to them. Here we go with the alt mode, and probably the weaker of the modes. Still not horrible, but it's one of the weaker of the modes. And I always felt like this was one of the weirder looking ones in the G1. Although, of course, I have it in 3 different colors. I still like it. It's just, I thought it was a kind of a weird mode. Here is the packaging too. So, interesting that they would put on the packaging the Dino mode. They've done it with 2 now that they've put on the packaging, because that's all you get is a picture. You can't see your figures anymore, but I guess that's just how we have to accept it. I've actually seen someone do a fan art where they cut it and they put it in plastic and they made their own. I should have snapped that picture. That would be pretty cool. A couple of oddball Transformer things real quick. This is the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Starscream, which is kind of one of those Cyberverse, it's not a 1-step changer, but like a 3-step changer or something like that. 1-step changer. Yeah, there it is. That's what it says. So, kind of interesting, kind of cool. How big is he going to be? How is he going to scale with the rest of the toy line and all that kind of stuff? Well, here he is next to, which I think that what they did with the Earthrise and all that kind of stuff was great. Of course, it has its own issues, but it's still great. And so with that, this is half the size almost, but still pretty cool, pretty interesting to have a 1-step changer for the kiddos. Speaking of for the kiddos, this is a Build a Buddy Optimus Prime by Tomy. And so Hasbro's famous Autobot leader comes to the preschool category with the push-along toy that kids can also build into and rebuild, both a robot and a semi-truck, using working drill into AA batteries. What does this working drill and all that kind of stuff look like right here? That's what it is. It's for the kiddos. It's fun. It's different. Metal Hawk and Twin Twist are showing up at retail, and so with that, speaking of retail, there's a whole lot of stuff out there. It's almost time for a road trip, and gas prices are down low enough. Sounds like it's a good time. Get out there and see what's new, and this is the perfect time to try to catch some tail-end, really low clearance on items while swiping up some new stuff at the same time. Sounds like a fun trip. But yeah, we've got a couple things out there. Metalhawk and Twin Cast are out at retail. So it brings us into holathon. There's a lot of videos, people out there finding stuff. The holathon doesn't officially start until Sunday, which is today. And so now with that, go out and find your stuff. Turtles, the Neca Toon Turtle stuff is what I'm most interested in and excited for. But, you know, Alf would be kind of cool. I haven't seen an Alf in the wild and live yet, but I probably would pick an Alf up. A couple other things. So some cool stuff going on. The Target holathon, my Target has nothing. And they've checked in the back, nothing. We'll see tomorrow. Okay, so we've seen this past week an interview, I guess, with the Foosh about this turtle van. Now, the cool thing is you can see on the left, there's like a bump up, a bump out, and I always thought that was kind of weird looking, but I pre-ordered this one anyway and did the payment plan and paid it off and all that kind of stuff. So it's coming later this year, later on, I don't know exact dates, but they did say that they've got the sample. This is coming straight out of the mold, what it's really going to look like. Now, obviously, the vibrant colors on the left is probably more correct color-wise. It's kind of washed out with this camera here on this live stream, but I like the design. The one on the right, the new one, the way it's coming, I like that, which is kind of dangerous territory because they promised the weird bump out, which is more tune accurate, I guess, but I prefer what they're doing, so I commend it. I commend the change. There's also supposed to be like swappable door pieces. Like you don't have to have the giant gun on the door. You could just have the door and it looks like it's a folded up gun seat. So I think that's what's going on with it. I don't know. When I get it, I'll do a review. We'll figure all that out. Hey, real quick, there's a ton of Motu news. Well, not a ton. There's a lot. So we're getting another one of these $250 or $300 Mondo figures, 1/6 scale trap jaw, which looks pretty cool. I mean, these look fantastic, but frankly, I do not have the space to display one of these, and I just don't know. Are you going to get all 63 characters in this, and after 20 grand later, are you gonna have a whole room full of these? I don't know. Are you just going to get 6 and say, hey, I want 6? I don't know. But they look cool. They look fantastic. But I'm staying away from them because I'm not dropping 20 grand on a whole collection of these. That's just wildly crazy. As good as they look, I'll enjoy them from afar and still talk about them. Well, I have to tell you that extreme short supply of main retail items such as Origins is ridiculously scary, as BBTS selling out in minutes. There's pre-orders for this Entertainment Earth. The reason Entertainment Earth hasn't sold out in minutes is because you have to order so much and pre-order so much with their pre-order system, and then they charge you right away and all that kind of stuff. But I did place an order for this, and I got the Hordak, and I got the Merman, and those are for the kitty animation CGI, which it's a tail end of this, and all of this kind of stuff. The CGI did not get picked back up, so a lot of crazy things. If you're a Motu collector, get your hands on everything you can right away. If you see a sell later, buy another one. But these types of things, like this one here, this tongue lash and all that, it's going to be really hard to get. And if you miss it at the online retailers, then eBay, they're going to be 50 plus. So the only place I know to get this right now is Entertainment Earth. Pre-order it. Pre-order a few things. Get it past the $40 so you don't have to pay shipping. And just wait for it to come in. Should be in later this month or early next month. Quick shout out to Mega J Retro and all his buddies that were doing a lot of work on figuring all this out. But according to something that they discovered, the Toy Book, which is an industry insider for toy information, that we are going to be getting an $80, this is $80. So Snake Mountain, Origins, and I don't know how you're going to get it. Is it going to be on Mattel Creations? Is it going to be in stores? Who really knows? But with that, I'm definitely going to get it. I mean, I have a vintage one that I went meticulously, got all the parts to complete, but I will get this too also. I mean, the artwork and the box, I mean, I just love having it for $80. It's definitely worth it. And so it would be nice to be able to get a couple of extras on clearance, but that's probably not going to happen. And they're probably going to produce this in way lower numbers, which, that sucks. But $80 is worth it. So if you see it for 80, get it for 80 or just do without. Remember, March 1st, you can get the Figure Obscura 4 Horseman, Headless Horseman. A lot of words there. But this looks really good. and it's going to be 140 bucks. I'm going to try to get mine from BBTS. If they sell it at BBTS, I'll go to the other places. But I'm really not a fan of buying stuff from 80 different places. I like to have one main source, Show Z for my Transformers, and then BBTS for everything else. And then if I have to go somewhere and I have to do it, I do it. But I try to keep things simple in my life. And so BBTS having this makes it simple in my life. What's not simple in my life is this generator. Neca. You got to go to the Neca site to buy it. And I hate that. That's why I haven't really bought anything from the McFarlane site. When they force you to buy it from there, I just did without the Robin. But I like this. I think it's cool. I think 40 bucks, 45 bucks, whatever, is a decent price for it. The shipping added to it is killer, so I had to buy two. One to open, one to keep sealed. But I'm actually going to put this on a Transformer shelf. I mean, it looks like it would work. It fit. And, it doesn't have to be. Turtles. But anyway, you can put it anywhere you want. And then you can change it around, whatever. It's cool. And I want to get on some of their sets, too. Some of their display sets look pretty cool. So this past week we got to see Super 7's new Thundercats Ultimates, which I think is a fantastic wave. And I did watch a video of an interview with Brian Flynn, which a lot of people give Brian Flynn a lot of flack, but I feel like he's out in front of his people more than other companies such as Hasbro and definitely Mattel with their super ultra silent on everything until the line ends. But anyhow, with this, Hachiman and Alluro, which is a Lunatac, so we're getting all Lunatacs, probably. And then we got the Captain Shiner with a folded arm accessory, and then Wily Kit. We're going to be getting Cat in Wave 9. This is Wave 8. Wave 9 will get Cat, and there's a whole lot of stuff planned, and a lot of stuff going on. Pretty excited. I got my Thunder Tank. I haven't opened it yet. I've got a lot of stuff going on, but I'm going to open that, do an opening, and all that fun stuff with the Thunder Tank, and do something I've never seen anybody else do, put vintage figures in it. They keep forgetting to put vintage figures in the Thunder Tank. Now, BBTS has sent me notifications that my Wave 2 is going to be coming into stock soon, which they haven't moved to my pile of loot yet, so that's strange. And only the two on the right there. So we've got the Steel Wheel, and we've got that good old Windhammer. And so with that, I haven't gotten my notifications on the two on the left. Now I think I pre-ordered them later. I did some weird, silly stuff myself. Pre-order them at multiple places. Like I said, I tried to get everything in one place at BBTS. That's something I've recently done. So I may not get them all at the same time. But if you pre-ordered them all at once, then you can expect to get them more or less in your cart pretty soon, and your pile of loot and all that great stuff. Now Wave 2, this is Wave 2. Wave 2 is going to be coming before Wave 1. But who really cares, because half of Wave 1 we already got from Ramen Toys, so not a big deal. Alright, so getting into some Dungeons & Dragons, this is the Golden Archives Owlbear figure, and this is going to be $45, so 6-inch scaled. It looks like it's going to be 10 or 11 inches tall. It's big, and it's just a figure. It doesn't really do much, but it's something different, and makes me wonder, where's Tmnt? Where's Tmnt? So Neca is going to be putting out the Dungeons & Dragons Mimic Chest life-size figure. Life-size is 20 inches tall, made of soft foam, and it's painted to show off each eye and tooth and all that kind of stuff. So, interesting. This is something I'm probably going to see it in the show or whatever, in the movie. I don't really know anything about that, but it's kind of cool. So 20 by 15 inches, made of foam, life-size, based on the iconic Dungeons & Dragons monster. So it's iconic. I don't know what's iconic about it, because I don't really know much about it. But anyway, there it is, coming from Neca. Neca's done some good work, though. Some of the coolest stuff this week is Indiana Jones. And by the way, I'm getting most of my Indiana Jones news from Star Wars sites. They just don't have any Star Wars to talk about. Well, I have a little bit to talk about. But with this, these are retro collection figures. They put out, I think, is it 5 new figures that they're going to be putting out? But this picture shows 3. So we got Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, where he's wearing a tie and all that kind of stuff. It's got different accessories. Cool. They're going to be doing too many Indiana Joneses, but then again, is there such thing as too much indie? Too many indie? We're also going to be getting Short Round. This is all in the style of Kenner, so it'll fit in with your Kenner figures. And then we're getting the Temple of Doom indie, where he is on the bridge. So really cool stuff. I'm glad that they're doing this, and I'm going to be in on all of these, every single one of them. There's also Henry Jones, which... So this is the one that was a question mark, like a big giant question mark. Are they going to make him? And so with that, a lot of people are questioning why don't they put out the 2008 style and all that kind of stuff again. But I think that this is kind of the right route to go. I wonder if they're going to have a gimmick. I didn't catch that, if they're going to be having gimmicks in each one of these. But I imagine they will. I mean, I guess his arm will spring open or something. But this one just comes with an umbrella, so that he does the fluffing of the umbrella and makes all the birds fly and all that kind of stuff and takes down the plane with some birds. But there it is. So great that they're making this. And another Sala figure, so that's pretty cool too. So really 5 more figures added to this line. There's going to be quite a few. I imagine they're going to make a ton of these. $15 a piece. Yes, the price has gone up. These should be 10, but with the gimmick, 12, but then with inflation, 15. So that's where it is. Available spring 2023. We're almost there. 2 more figures for the 6-inch line, Kazim and Map Room Indy. So pretty cool though. I think it's a really good choice, something different that's going on. I'm really curious how deep this 6-inch line is going to go. It'd be real easy to go super deep with the retro figures, and I'm sure there's a much higher margin on those. So with that, then going deep on the 6-inch figures, but who knows how deep it's going to go. But I'm cool, I'm game, I'm down for it, because it seems like Indy's always very short-lived at retail, and I like to see it last as long as it can, so we'll see. As usual, not much to report for Star Wars, but when there is something to report, let's report it. So there is some research going on to find out that there is a Mandalorian in One Naboo Starfighter that's going to match with the new look of the Starfighters. $132. The codename is Bridgeport. I don't really know why that's important, but here's the thing about this. We're going to get the new season of Mandalorian starting Wednesday. That's what I'm hearing. And I'll be watching that with the family, all that kind of stuff. But I'm a little put off by the price. So it's probably going to be the same size as the one that they put out in the 90s, right? That would only make sense. And it's going to look slightly different. Maybe a little bit more paint. Who knows? Maybe a little bit less plastic. And it's going to cost $100 more than what they were charging in the 90s. It doesn't make sense. 50 would make sense. 131. So we'll see. We'll see. When it comes out, we'll see. But I just don't understand the price on it. I don't know. I literally do not get it. I do not understand. So, it's one of those things that I don't care enough to buy one, but I would care enough to buy one at maybe 50, not for 130. But hey, it's cool that it's coming out. There's rumors of an electronic Axe Woves helmet coming out for Black Series. Makes sense. They've already got the Boba Fett. Just color it different. I mean, that's almost a no-brainer. Like every Mandalorian helmet that they can make, I'm sure they're going to make it. So there it is. Price probably $100, 120. Okay, so there is a repaint of the Dark Trooper, and with that, it's going to be on the credit collection and all that kind of stuff. It's probably going to be like $35 or something stupid expensive, 37 or something. But the thing is that in the Power of the Force 2 line, it's actually the expanded universe line back in the 90s. They had this. That was my introduction to this character, and it was a much bigger, beefier, stockier figure, and it also was silver. And so with that, this thing being repainted to look silver and more like the traditional look that I was used to makes a lot of sense. And it's a really cool figure in the first place. And I love the card back. So I'm not in on all the credit collections, but maybe this one. Pretty cool. Quick update. It's an Entertainment Earth exclusive and it is $40. Add your pre-order to your cart at Entertainment Earth right now. So what do you think about this week's weekly news in review? Let me know what else is going on out there that's pretty cool. Like and subscribe. Teddy Hanger out.